girl who follows a young girl, a 16-year-old black girl who lives in the suburbs of Paris. And through friendship and sisterhood, she's gonna find a way and trying to reinvent herself. I wanted to make a strong classical coming-of-age story, but with characters profoundly from today, and to be in that mix, you know, between characters you actually never see on screen, and yeah, this great fiction. The movie begins with her being kind of a child, and she's kind of in a place where nothing can happen for her. I mean, school isn't helping. At home, she's kind of censored by a big brother who controls her life, and she wants to become something else. So she through the group, she becomes this more feminine, empowered women. She does kind of bad things, but we actually see it as a good thing because it allows us to be in charge of her life. And so at that point, she's this very feminine character. She goes from child to being a woman really in her look. And then she goes to this stage where she's one of the boys. She's in a group of boys where she now looks boyish, kind of a tomboy, and it gives her autonomy. Basically, the movie looks at her trying out identities as outfits and seeing what power, and gives her this new identity. And you know, in the end, maybe she will become an adult. It's really a movie about the end of teenagehood and how you try out stuff until you make up your own mind. And the movie is all about the present, you know. It's in chapter or in episode, kind of like a TV show, you know, TV series. And each episode is really in the present of the action. But when you sum up the episode, it's like a big destiny, and so you go through a lot with her, but each time not thinking about it, each time just going through the energy. And the movie is a lot about the energy of teenagehood, how you put up with things, you're trying to make your way, and in the end, it sums up and it makes sense.
Why did you choose to use this aesthetic?
Well, it's my third movie. It's the third time that I'm actually filming the suburbs of Paris. So to me, it's a territory of fiction. Well, I grew up in the suburbs, so I know it well, and I love it, and I love to look at it. And I know the feeling of being a teenager in the suburbs. That I can totally tell. But also, I like it as a territory of fiction because it's at the periphery, you know, and it's a strong objective for a character to feel at the side of things and to want to be in the center, you know. It's classical, yeah. And I didn't want to shoot the suburbs as in the folkloric way, like you're supposed to prove you've been there, you know, documentary style with the camera on your shoulder and kind of the grey image, because suburbs are so sad, you know. Of course, suburbs can be grey, but it's also a very graphic place. It's architecture that has been thought in the 60s, and the cities just came up like that, and it's really interesting to look at. It tells a lot about the utopia and also the defeat of the utopias, and it's graphic, it's colorful, and I really wanted the frames to be, the camera to be still, the frame to be composed, and to me it's a place for mise en scène, you know, and I wanted to look at it that way. I think it brings the territory into fiction, and fiction is a really powerful way to look at the world. It actually creates the distance to renew your look and to commit, really. So it's a place of comfort and discomfort. It's a place where I like to make movie, you know, to raise question, not to answer and not to send a message, but just to give also a very sensual experience, a very in an impressionist way.
I know you have a great knowledge about life in the suburbs, but were you ever concerned about you as a white director doing a story about black girls?
Of course, I mean, yeah, I'm a white director and I'm talking about black girls, and of course I'm concerned, and I'm asked a lot about this question, and you know, I that didn't stop me, and I think I don't think it should stop. I think it should stop. So it's I wish there would be more black female directors in France, and I'm sure there will be. They're not here yet, or maybe they're here, but they are not allowed yet to do their movies. And I hope that Girlhood maybe can help that to happen. So I think, you know, I'm working for time. You know, so today, okay, the movie has a lot on its shoulder. It has like 100% of the representation of black women in France. Okay. But we'll talk about it in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. We'll see if those actresses are going to be in other movies, and we're trying to, yeah. So it's, I see it as a collective work, you know, and as part of a collective work in the history of representation of black women in France. So hopefully, today I'm kind of a loner, and I'm white, and yeah.
In what way is Girlhood hopeful?
Well, it's hopeful because I think the journey of the character is, even though the film is kind of dark because she deals with difficult stuff, but I think her energy and her determination gives hope, and also it's hopeful because it believes a lot in cinema. And I think hope is not about the stories you told, it's about how you tell them and how you believe in what you do. And it's not about the positive outline of the story. I think positive outlines sometimes are just boring and don't change the things much. It's about, yeah, do you believe in cinema? And if you do, there's hope.